right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ, all of you. I'm sorry I'm late. I just came back and I just closed the door of my car, and right away I came here. So I apologize for being late. Our topic today is about the news, which is about Erdogan and the war in Syria. If you remember, a few days ago we made a video, and the video is about the plan of Erdogan to take over a huge territory in the Syrian borders, and how Trump, he made a stupid decision, and by allowing the Turkish to invade that area in Syria. Now, what happened in the last week? There's many things happened, and Trump, one of them, that in the last week the Congress and the USA official, they vote in a massive vote against the decision of Trump. So Trump, he found that he made a very stupid decision, and he is losing ground because even those who support him, they were so upset from him. So Trump, he wanted to fix that, and he started going aggressive because he lost really a big ground from his supporters. He thought nobody really will care, like I mean, okay, I will say I'm leaving, and he never thought it's going to be like this. But now today Trump, he is claiming that he is the one who made the victory. Yes, he made a victory by spanking Erdogan, but the fact he been forced to, it was not really his choice. After the huge pressure on him by Christian leaders, churches, Congress, senators, even those who they are the most close to him, he had no choice except to go really tough on this filthy man is called the criminal Erdogan. So he sent overnight, suddenly he became so interested, and this is what I'm saying, it was not a choice for him. He had no choice but to do something. So overnight he sent his vice president and the foreign minister, and they have a very clear warning that if you don't stop Mr. Erdogan, USA is going to destroy the economy of your country. And trust me, they can't do that so easy. Turkey economy is really very, it can be collapsed in a day. This country does not have really economy. Most of their money is either from tourism, which can be shut down very easy, and the banking system, which is in the hand of America at the end of the day. So Trump today, by doing this decision, he did humiliate Turkey, but there is more humiliation happening in this process. If we look here in the map, let me try to zoom in more. If you remember, just 2 days ago, I made a video. And my mouse is not working. I'm not sure why. Okay, now it's working. You see, after 10 days of this attack, Erdogan, he occupied very narrow line, as you see in that one, in the gray line. And there is a city he could not really control. There's a small town. It's called Selwak. This is the only one who was able to control it. But the plan of Erdogan is not this. The plan of Erdogan, he want to take over major cities so he can replace the population of those areas with his supporters from the Muslim Brotherhood, the Syrian terrorists, who they are Muslim Brotherhood specifically. So the plan was that he is going to take, let's go to a different map. Okay, and we will zoom in so we can see some cities. I don't know if the sound of my microphone is clear. There's a static or something. Let me know, please, if you have any difficulty. So the plan of Erdogan is not really just making the Kurdish withdraw from the border area. The plan of Erdogan is to control major cities, the same as he did in the city of called Afrin just last year. So what he wanted to do, he will attack the Kurdish, the Christians, the Syrian, wherever they will run away, and then he will bring his supporters from the Muslim Brotherhood, who they are Syrian, you know, but they are now refugee in Turkey because they lost the war and they've been humiliated in the war and they be kicked out. So he wanted to exchange. He want to take those cities, as we see in the screen. As an example, this is the city. It's called Kobani. This is a very famous city, actually, because here there's a big war happening between ISIS and the Kurdish. So he could not even take Kobani, but Kobani is so close to the Turkish border. And not only that, the one who take over it right now is the Syrian army. So he could not take anything. He wanted to take other cities, like Ain Isa. And Ain Isa is very close to the borders. Still, he could not take it. I mean, this is a very small, tiny town. And after 10 days fighting the Kurdish, a huge army like the Turkish army, we are talking about a country, population of 100 million, and he have 80,000 fighters from the Muslim Brotherhood alone. Erdogan, he brought with him an army, it's called the Mohammedan army, which is contain 80,000 terrorists from the Muslim Brotherhood. And all of those, they could not enter such a small, tiny town. As you see. So it was a big humiliation. He wanted to take many cities, like there's big cities here in this area, like Al-Hasaka, Al-Qamishli. Those cities are very important, and they have a big population. And not only that, they are important because they have a lot of, let us say, there's oil, there is crops. As you see, the area here is green, very green. This area alone can feed Syria and Turkey alone. You see, this is why it says it's a green color, because this is a very, very, very nice area for farming. So the plan of Erdogan, he don't want to. It's not really about the Kurdish. The Kurdish is just an excuse. He want to take all over this area, and those cities already they are cities. They have houses. So he will kick the people who live there. He will bring the Syrian who they support him, the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist, and he will make them live in those cities. And those cities, like here, this city here, is a Christian city. This one is a Christian city. This one is a Christian city. So the plan was, we will attack them, we take over those cities, and then we bring the Muslim Brotherhood, who they are more than 2 million, living in Turkey, and I'm going to make a long line of Muslim Sunni defense system against anyone who try in the future to be an enemy to Turkey. In the same time, it's going to be stronghold. So he expand the area where the terrorist. Let us go to the map, the map of the war. As you see, his terrorists, they have a small area controlling. This is the area, the one in light green here. Like there is darker green and lighter green. The lighter green is the one who is by the terrorists who support Erdogan. The darker green is by Al-Qaeda. So his area, the supporter of Erdogan, they are controlling very tiny space of Syria. And Erdogan, he wanted to change because he lost the war. So by controlling this area here, he thought he is going to take all over this, or let us say maybe half of 50% of this yellow area, which is almost 50% of Syria. I mean, this yellow area. So he was dreaming to control the river of Euphrates all the way, and he will control the cities. He controlled the city of Al-Raqqa, which was the capital of ISIS, if you remember. This is here, the city. It was the capital of ISIS. So he wanted to go all the way here, but look, he could not do anything. 10 days gone, and now what happened actually is totally the opposite. The one is controlling those cities now are the Syrian army, the worst enemy of Erdogan. So he could not kick the Kurdish. Now the agreement is that those, the YPG, those are the organization, they will withdraw. But what about the rest of the Kurdish? Nobody will withdraw. Which means only one organization of the Turkish, or sorry, of the Kurdish, they will go back. The rest, they will stay. And this is absolutely not what Erdogan he want. He want to change the demographic map so he can have a long line of he will establish a new state, like like let's say a new Syrian state, and is going to be a ground to attack maybe again the Syrian government and the Syrian army. But in the last few days, because Trump, he made a stupid decision and he withdrew, that pushed the Kurdish to ask the Russian for help. And the Russian, they found that this is a very golden opportunity for them to do what they are waiting for to happen. The American, finally, they are out. And now the Kurdish allowed the Syrian army to enter those cities, which was forbidden for them for a long time because America never allowed that. And now the Syrian army is all over those cities here. And they enter even the city all the way. I mean, they control a huge area. So look what happened. The plan was, both of them, USA and Erdogan, both of them, they are against the Assad regime. The Turkish, they invade supposedly to make the Assad weaker, because they will take more land from Syria and they will defeat the Kurdish and they will kill most of their fighters, and that will make the Assad weaker. But what happened is the opposite. The Assad expanded now by the help of the Russian, and the Turkish, they will never dare to attack the Assad, because remember, the Assad is backed up by the Russian and by the Iranian, and Iran have borders with Turkey. It's not like this is not a joke, like Turkey can threat a bunch of farmers like the Kurdish, but they cannot fight the Iranian. They are no match. The Iranian will destroy them, really. So this is why the Syrian army, the Assad army, he feels strong, even though he is not really strong as much as the Turkish, but because he have the backup of the Russian and the Iranian. And now he have a backup of the Kurdish. So let us say what happened. The stupid Erdogan, he make a united front. Actually, almost the whole world is against him now. The American, the European, the Assad, the Kurdish, the Iranian, and the Russian, nobody agree with his attack. So he wanted to swallow half of Syria, establish a Muslim Brotherhood state. So later he will expand his territory, and he will control more of Syria. And the most important, I heard him, he was talking about controlling the city. It's called Deir ez-Zor. Now the city Deir ez-Zor is full of oil. So Erdogan is not really shy to say, I am here coming for oil, because when ISIS was there, he was really enjoying the free oil coming from there. Big, a lot of oil. So Erdogan is just a thief, and like he is nothing but a thief. He's a criminal, and he used the Kurdish as an excuse. Like, what is the excuse? How we are going? How we can explain to the world why we are going there? I'm going to say the Kurdish. The Kurdish. But the Kurdish are not attacking him, and they are not doing anything. They are against Turkeyists. They have a long hate between them and the Turkish, yes, because the Turkish, they always discriminate them, kill them, jail them, etc. But they did not do anything. So what is the excuse? I mean, like, if the Kurdish, they did something like 9/11, I will say, okay, well, Erdogan is trying, he is seeking revenge for what they did. So, and you see the propaganda of the Turkish government that those are terrorists. And now even Trump, he says, yes, they are terrorists. The fact, you can say they are terrorists, but those people are fighting for their rights and fighting for their lands. You see, in Turkey, there's almost more than 20 million Kurdish. They have no rights. Anyone speak one word against the Turkish government from the Kurdish, he will be jailed and he will disappear. So all this area here you see in the map, now let me try to draw for you. Inside Turkey, all this area here are Kurdish, more than 20 millions. So what the Turkish fear, that if the Kurdish were able to establish a local government in this area, and already they have a local government in Iraq, next they might make a revolution and ask for local government here, and that would divide Turkey. So Erdogan plan I'm going to bring the terrorist, the Muslim Sunni, who they support me from the Muslim Brotherhood. I will place them in the line between the Kurdish in Syria and the Kurdish of Turkey. So they will never be united again, and they will never see each other again. You know what I'm talking about? Is the plan clear? What he's trying to do? I don't know if you understand me. So by making an area here which is empty from the Kurdish, let me draw, let us say I will make two lines in a brown, or let us say black. If he can make an area here all the way to the end of the Syrian borders, and this area full of people who they are not Kurdish, they are Muslim Sunni from Syria, then the Kurdish from Turkey, who they are behind the border here, they will never be able to be united with their fellow Kurdish in Syria. That's it. He is going to establish a demographic wall. Arab, Sunni, who support Turkey, and they are Muslim Brotherhood, and the Kurdish are cleansed from this area. So it's not really about just fighting terrorist group as they claim. It's bigger than this. So what happened now is the opposite. The stupid Erdogan, he allowed everybody to be victorious except him. I don't know if you saw the images in the news. Like, you can see how the vice president of USA, he met with Erdogan, and you can tell there's unhappy faces. The vice president of USA, he shake hands with him, he did not smile. He's talking to him like he's talking really like to a criminal. And Erdogan, he have no choice but to cease fire, because he got the message. Listen, we are not joking. You have a few hours. Either you agree or we will humiliate you. And actually this was a big humiliation, because Erdogan, he did not get what he wanted. So now they said, okay, we will let Turkey establish a safe zone, but he cannot occupy it. He cannot take over cities. Even if they allow those Muslim Brotherhood to come and occupy some territories, where is the houses? Who is going to pay for building millions of houses? What Erdogan was planning, he will empty those cities which are there already. He will kick the Christians out. He will kick the Kurdish out, and they will take the houses which is already built. The cities is already there with all the the structures of the city. But now, even if he have little tiny land, I mean, okay, who is going to pay for this? Turkey will pay to give housing for millions of people. They cannot even give houses for their own citizen. So the plan of Erdogan collapsed, and now the victorious, let us say, there's actually one victorious in the whole story here. It is the Syrian government and the Russian. The Russian, they are laughing, they are dying from laughing, and the Syrian government is the same, because what happened, that the stupid, sadly to say, the stupid Trump, by doing what he did the last week, he forced the Kurdish to give all the area which is in their hand to be under the command of the Syrian army, which is something was impossible just 10 days ago. Without war. If you go and see the videos, there's many videos, you will see all the population in this area welcoming the Syrian army with the parties, la 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 la. People are so happy for them, because nobody wants the Turkish. Even those who don't like the regime, the Assad regime, they prefer 1 million times the Assad regime, not the Turkish. Nobody like the Turkish there. The Syrian don't like the Turkish. They have a long history. The Ottoman Empire, they raped their women, they killed them, they occupied them, they took their money, even their trees, they cut it off, and they use all. Syria used to be a green country. All the trees in Syria been taken by the Ottoman for their fuel. So they have a long history, which is a bad history. The Ottoman, they brought nothing but disaster to this land. So what Erdogan, with his stupidity and the stupidity of Trump, both of them, they destroyed their plan, which they worked for it for a long time. After all this investment in this war, now Erdogan, let us make it simple. The enemy of the Assad are fighting each other. And the Assad is the only one is happy, and the Russian. So now the Russian, they spread a police, military police, all over this area here, you know, almost to the borders, here. So what Trump he did? Nothing. I mean, already the Turkish cannot go. Already the Turkish cannot go. The Russian is there. So the Russian, they brought the Syrian, and then they put a military police between them, which is the Russian police, which means if the Turkish want to attack the Syrian army, they have to attack the Russian first, and nobody dare to do that. So what Trump he did, he just humiliated Erdogan, forced him to stop, even though if he stop or not, he will not be able to accomplish because it's too late. But look what happened by doing this. The Kurdish, they have to give up all those cities and give it to the Syrian army, so the Syrian army will be in the front line, and then Erdogan, if in case he want to go through their cities, he have to go through the Syrian army first, which means he have to go through Iran and have to go through the Russian. So it was a very sad day for Erdogan. He been humiliated. It was a very great day for the Assad regime, because he now is all over this area, an area which never thought will have it, maybe for years to come. Yesterday I saw videos, he is entering the cities, the Syrian army here. I mean, they are all over, you know. So like what they say sometime, I don't know how to explain this. Like in the Middle East we say رُبَّ ضارة نافعة, which mean sometimes bad things can turn to be good for someone. So what we thought is going to be very bad and ugly, it turned to be even better. The Turkish, they cannot get in, and now you know, because that will make the war finish faster. The faster the Syrian government take over, even though this government is a dictator government, I don't like this government, but they are 1 million better than the one they want to place. You know, the plan of America and Obama is to have a Muslim terrorist group controlling Syria. The president of Syria, he is a Alawi, which means they don't care really for Islam. Actually, they make fun of Islam. They drink vodka more than they drink water. Their women, their skirt is a bikini. So they don't care for Islam. They are not really Muslim. They are Muslim by name. So they want to take over. They want to take that government, and they want to replace it with terrorist government. This is exactly the plan of Obama. He want to have, and I explained to you many times, that the plan of Obama is to establish an Islamic state by the Muslim Brotherhood, not by ISIS. And this is why what they call the Arabian Spring, it was not Arabian Spring, it was Muslim Brotherhood Spring. I explained many times, I don't know how many of you watched my videos before, but the plan was very simple. Within 48 months, the Muslim Brotherhood to control Tunisia. Then Hillary Clinton, she went to Libya and she met with the head of the Muslim Brotherhood right after they killed Al-Qaddafi, preparing the Muslim Brotherhood to take over Libya. And this is why the USA ambassador was killed by other groups, because the other groups, they noticed that America is trying to establish the Muslim Brotherhood controlling the government. And actually, right now, the one who controlled the government in a small territory in Libya is the Muslim Brotherhood, the official, the one which Obama agreed that they are the one who present Libya are here in this location, and they are Muslim Brotherhood. This is why they are backed up by the Turkish. So the plan was very simple. Turkey is already Muslim Brotherhood. We take over Syria. So now we will have Muslim Brotherhood from here. And then we take Syria. Jordan, most of it is Muslim Brotherhood already. And then suddenly in Egypt, we heard the news that after they get rid of Hosni Mubarak, the one who control is the Muslim Brotherhood. And Libya, this is the plan. So imagine how big this state is. All the way from Turkey, all the way through Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, and Libya, and Tunisia. But the plan was not even to stop there. The plan was to take over Saudi Arabia here, which means they will control a huge resource of money and oil. And Qatar already is a Muslim Brotherhood. The Prince of Qatar is a Muslim, is a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. And their plan, they were planning to take over United Arab Emirates. But what happened for their, let us say, sad luck, the Muslim Brotherhood, the Emirat and Saudi Arabia, they discovered the plan of the Muslim Brotherhood. So right away, Saudi Arabia start arresting every single Muslim Brotherhood member, and they announce it as a terrorist group. And the same is in Emirat. And that really was like a huge impact in the plan of the Muslim Brotherhood. Because now Saudi and Emirat, they invested a lot of money to be sure that the Egyptian government by the Muslim Brotherhood will have a failure. So after they control almost for a year in Egypt, and they have a president who is a Muslim Brotherhood, suddenly Egypt is out of the Muslim Brotherhood and given to the army of Egypt. This is why Obama was so upset when this is happening. So Egypt is out of their hands, Saudi Arabia out of their hand, Emirat out of their hand, and then the Russian came and they involved and they took over Syria, and now the Muslim Brotherhood, they lost their dream with Syria. So the dream is broken. Then what happened after that? The Saudi, they supported a general here. His name is Haftar. Haftar was an ex-general in the Qaddafi army. So they supported him and they armed him with a lot of weapons. So Haftar, he attacked all this area and he occupied it. Actually, most of Libya is in his hand now, attacking the Muslim Brotherhood in this side. So the Muslim Brotherhood now, they have a very small territory controlling. And this is how they lost their dream. So the dream of Erdogan to be a caliphate, because the plan is we will control all this area and then we will announce Erdogan as the caliphate. I don't know if you notice how Erdogan was speaking about a dream that he is going, Allah, he showed him a dream that he is going to go to Jerusalem in a victory, which means Erdogan's plan is after controlling all this area, then we will attack Israel. And we will destroy Israel and we will take Jerusalem. So all the plan collapse. All the plan which they were working for being destroyed. And this is why until now Erdogan is doing his best to support what is left. What is left is very little. Like here in this area, there is the area here controlled by the Muslim Brotherhood, which is the official government, by the way. Imagine the filthy Obama. This is the plan of Obama. Obama is a very sneaky man. You see, when Hosni Mubarak here, the leader of Egypt, people, they strike against him, Obama was the first to support, asking him, you need to step down, otherwise I will put sanctions on you. Then the people have election, and America supported the Muslim Brotherhood under the ground. And the Muslim Brotherhood, they won the election. And then less than a year after, the Muslims in Egypt and the Christians, they made a revolution against the Muslim Brotherhood because they noticed that they are 1 million times more corrupt than the one who was a secular. People, they voted for them in the beginning by under the influence of USA, hoping that, okay, those are religious, they will, you know, they are decent, they are not, they're about religion, you know, they are Muslim Brotherhood, come on. They love Allah, they pray 5 times a day, they are decent one, they have long beard. So after they put them in the office, they noticed that they are more corrupt than the one was there previously. And because, as I told you, the Saudi, they invested a lot of money too, and a lot of propaganda, same as Emirat, to support any movement against the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. That was a very big success. and Muslim Brotherhood, they are history in Egypt. Most of their leaders right now, actually, they are living in Turkey. Thousands and thousands of Muslim Brotherhood leaders from Egypt, they run away to Turkey because most of them, there is a court order of them to be executed because they killed many people after that. So Erdogan dream is gone, and I believe Erdogan dream and the future as a leader in Turkey is a history. Turkey economy is very bad. What happened in the last 2 weeks will make it even more bad. Reputation of Turkey is extremely bad, and what happened in the last 10 days make it more ugly. So what is left for Turkey? Nothing. And now they are, what make it more sad for the Turkey, they are under the influence not only of America, they are under the influence of the Russian, because they need the Russian. Turkey now badly need the Russian. The Turkish, they bought a lot of weapons from Russia, and they have a lot of exchange of goods and etc. So Turkey lost all of their friends, and the only one maybe can help them a little bit is the Russian. So now the Turkish, they have no choice except to agree what Russia says. America already, they are sharpening their teeth to eat them alive. And not a single congressman in USA, not a single senator in USA support Turkey. So Turkey will not have support from USA in the coming, let us say, years, until Erdogan maybe go. And that will have a huge impact in the future of business with Turkey and support to Turkey. So because now this Erdogan, he gave, he have an image now like he's a beast, he's just a beast. He just want to eat, he wanna bite. He cannot live in peace. He have to kill, and he fabricate all kinds of excuses just to attack. And that was a very stupid decision of him. And that's why I say that countries can be destroyed by a stupid leader. So if Erdogan today actually did not agree with Trump, Turkey, it might be divided. Actually, to be honest with you, I was wishing that Erdogan would refuse, because if Erdogan refuses, anyway, he will not be able to invade and go far, because the Russian is already step in the front. So, but if he refuses, then Trump, he will humiliate the economy of Turkey, and this country will be punished for all the crimes they did against the Kurdish, the Christians, the Arab, the Muslims. It doesn't matter, because this country, this government, don't respect the human right. If you go inside Turkey right now, you will find thousands of journalists are in jail, teachers, even people who work in the post office. Erdogan, he used the queue against him in the last 2 years or 3 years to put in jail hundreds of thousands of people. Anyone he write an article against Erdogan, they send him to jail. Israel would do nothing. Israel, they are not able to do anything. But for sure, the Israelis are involved in the agreement happen, because Israel will join USA in anything happen between them and Turkey. But there's no military. Israel, they are smart people. They will not go in war with Turkey. Israeli will never go in war with anyone for the sake of anyone except Israel. They don't do that. They are smarter than the rest. They might support you, but they support you underground. And I believe strongly the reason that until now, after 10 days or 11 days of the attack, the Turkish army could not enter this town. I was wondering, what's happening there? How an army like the Turkish army, we are talking about a huge army. Those people, they are not matched. You see, there's no match between them. This war is should not be considered as a war, because we have a country which 80 million population, and this country, not only 80 million, they have 80,000 fighters from the Muslim Brotherhood, which are from Syria. So the army, which is the Muslim Brotherhood alone, is 80,000. Yet they could not enter this little town village here. After 10 days, what happened? So what I believe what happened when Trump, he decided to withdraw, most likely either the American or the Israeli, they gave them a very heavy duty weapon like anti-tanks, high-tech, and I will not be surprised if the Israeli supplying the Kurdish with satellite information about the movement and targets. You know what I mean? This is the only thing Israel can do, which means it's like they are in war but in the background. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I cannot understand how little town like this can stop an army like the Turkish army. We are talking about a huge, big army. This is not a joke, you know. So 10 days they could not enter this town. Isn't it amazing? This is a little tiny town. I mean, how in the world this happened? This is a big humiliation. Actually, this is alone is a humiliation for Erdogan. How a little tiny group of farmers and, you know, those Kurdish, they were able to fight Erdogan. Like if I go to look how small it is. I mean, this is, what is this? Can you believe it? This is a village. This is literally a village. How in the world? I don't know if the image is clear for you. Is it clear? Do you see how small? 10 days they could not get in. They arrive to the north, like streets of the area, and then the Kurdish, they were able to kick them back. I mean, how in the world this happened? It's a very small town, and yet the Turkish army could not get in. They got really humiliated, and I believe strongly that the Kurdish were not alone in this fight. Obviously, they are getting a special kind of weapon, special support, either from the US or from the Israel. And now, actually, this areas, the one is going to control it. Already, most of those cities are controlled by the Syrian army. So Erdogan, he lost all the ground. He lost all his dream. His dream became, you know, it's gone. It's history. He got humiliated by everybody. And if you see actually this meeting, Erdogan, the one who said we will never stop, we don't care what America threat us, we are not the kind who anyone can threat us, and like a puppy today, he have to stop. Literally like a puppy. So I just wanted to share this, what happened, you know. And actually I was glad to hear the news that Erdogan, he, you know, finally, you know, somebody stood for him and he put him in his size. This guy is like a street dog. He lost his mind. He want to bite everybody in the street, and he think because nobody captured him and put him in the cage, he think he is powerful and he is so strong. The fact Turkey is a very, very weak country, because country without economy is not a country. It doesn't matter how big your army is, because you cannot even survive a war, a long war, if you don't have a good economy. So who is going to support this war? His all the plan of Erdogan is depend in one person. His name, the Prince of Qatar, the money of Qatar. But Qatar cannot do all of this. Even they are very rich, but their richness is not enough to support such a thing. So he was a very stupid. He made a very stupid decision, and now he is going to pay for all the stupid decision, because now he brought the Syrian army all the way to the borders. Because the Syrian army is the biggest enemy to Turkey, more than the Kurdish. And now, because of his stupidity, he united the Kurdish with the Syrian army against him. And yesterday I was watching the videos, how the Syrian army entering into those cities. And the one who was welcoming them, the Kurdish. 10 days ago, if this army tried to get on into those cities, they will go to war with this army. Now they are welcoming this army. So you see how stupid Erdogan. He is the one. He is the reason actually to make this happen. So the biggest happy person today is the Assad government and the Russian. And the biggest loser is the one whose name is Erdogan. And the second happy is Trump, because now Trump, he's trying to make himself like he is the hero who forced Erdogan to stop. Yes, he did. But Trump, he did not do it because he's a hero. Like there is a joke about a guy, he went, an Arabian guy, he went to Spain. And, you know, in Spain, they do like this cow show, like, you know, they let the male cow in the street. And so the cow almost killed somebody. And suddenly an Arab guy jumped in the top of the cow, and the cow, like, he did not leave the cow until the cow died. So everybody was shouting, he's a hero, he's a hero, he's a hero. After they finished, he said, I want to know, I want to know who is the one who pushed me, and so I fell in the top of the cow. And this is exactly what happened to Trump. In the last few days, he was resisting to do anything against Turkey. He was a potato. He was a coward. He is the one who opened the door for them, and this is what happened. But after the vote against his decision, more than 360 of the Congress voted against him, which means he lost everything, which means he noticed that he was stupid. Even those who are Democrat, Republican, they went against him. The senators, everybody, the most close people to him in the Senate House, they were against him badly. So he found that he was a donkey. And now, yesterday, he have a meeting with the majority of the House of the Republican and the Democrat and the Republican and the Senate, and they have a very hot meeting. Everybody was against him. Everybody. Nobody was supporting him. This is why he had to send his vice president and his foreign minister, saying clearly, I have to destroy you if you don't stop. So Trump, he decided to destroy the economy of Turkey and Erdogan, not because he was a hero, but because they forced him. You understand? Not because he was really. This is not his decision. Yes, it is. He who said, okay, but he been forced because he noticed that he made a stupid decision because he lost everything. No, even those who support him, like, you know, I mean, myself, I voted for him, right? But I called him many times donkeys because of this. And yes, he was a donkey. So this donkey, Trump, he is just another donkey in America. And we have many donkeys that come to rule. Obama was before him. George Bush was before him. Bill Clinton was before him. But, you know, let us say in America, we have donkeys, smarter donkeys than other donkeys. But all of them, they are donkeys. We are lucky. We don't even have a mule. All right? We have only donkeys. We don't have horses. In Russia, they have a horse. In the USA, we have donkeys. So Trump, in the last 48 hours, he got really no choice but to stand against Erdogan. And this is exactly what happened. And now today, he is claiming that he is the one who made the victory. Yes, he did because he's the president. But in the fact, he's, you know, he have to. Anyway, just I wanted to share this with you. Today, this is what our topic is about. I'm not going to keep this video really. You know, it's just to have little chat with everybody. But I'm glad that this is how the end, because if this guy, if nobody stop him, if nobody stop Erdogan, he is going to slaughter the same as they did to the Armenian many years ago. They killed more than 1.5 million Armenian. Genocide. Those people, they have a history of genocide, and they are proud about it. This is what was going to happen because of the stupid decision of Trump. But thank God that everybody went against this attack. The European, the Russian, the Syrian government, the Iranian, I mean, all the enemies suddenly became friends against Erdogan. You see what happened? It's like a miracle. Because look, if you look at the map, all those countries are against each other. So now we have in the map here, this is here, this is Iran. This is Iran. Okay. And this is Iraq. And this is Syria. And this is Cyprus. And this is Turkey. Suddenly, all of those are against Erdogan. United front. In the top of that, Israel is against Erdogan. In the top of that, Egypt is against Erdogan. In the top of that, Saudi Arabia is against Erdogan. And I mean, you name it. And then you go to America and then Russia. Everybody really, you know, but the Russian are smart people. Like the Russian, they don't say like loud and clear, we are against it. But look what they did. They send their troops in the front, which is supposedly Russian police. But the fact this Russian police is just to stop Erdogan from passing a line, say, here is your limit. Don't try to play. We are the Russian. Nobody can take our honey. So this idiot, he made everybody against him. Like Iran is the enemy of USA, but now USA and Iran against Erdogan. Do you see what happened? Iran is against Iran and Hezbollah are against Israel, but now Israel and Iran and Hezbollah against Erdogan. So this stupid idiot Erdogan, he was able to accomplish a unique united front against him. This is what happened when you have a stupid leader, right? Yeah, Turkey is like a wounded beast, and he's trying to eat more so he can grow. Because now you see, if you notice, Erdogan, he sent his ships to search for oil in the front of Cyprus, but this is not his land. He occupied half of Cyprus before, and nobody stood against him, because the European, they've been coward in the past. The American, they closed their eyes. I mean, the guy, he occupied half of Cyprus, and they did nothing. Not even sanctions. So he sent, because he is desperately looking for oil. Everybody have oil. Look, everybody around him, they have oil. This guy, he went crazy. I mean, why everybody discovering gas and oil? Israel in the last 3 years, they discover a lot of natural gas. Same as Egypt. So this is Israel. Even Lebanon. Syria have a lot already, oil and gas. And even Egypt. And even Cyprus. So he's going crazy. I mean, everybody is finding natural gas and oil except us. So he wanted to extend so he can control those areas. He wanted to take Cyprus, have a lot of gas, and he wanted to take Syria, which have a lot of oil and gas and other resource. It's all about the greed and about money and power. So I hope I was able to explain to you about what's happening, and for sure you don't have to agree with me, but sadly USA always support the evil ones, like the government of Turkey, through tens of years. Always support Turkey. Actually, Turkey almost destroyed more than 10 years ago, but USA is the one who support them and give them a huge loan to survive. Otherwise, Turkey is gone, is divided already. So always USA is the one who saved, let us say, the devil from death. They want the devil to survive. This is always the act of USA. By the way, have you ever a Muslim, like, go and see how many videos Muslims exposing me. Okay, call me, expose me, let's see. Christian Prince, here he made a mistake. A Christian Prince, he do not know how to read. Ha 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 ha. Christian Prince is running from us. Oh, always I run. You see how much I run? Yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, my friend, evil, they can destroy. Nobody can ignore the power of evil. Evil, or, you know, like, and if you say God, etc., evil is exist. You see, evil exists and evil can destroy. And the existence of God does not mean that evil cannot prevail sometime, at least for some time. So, like the Turkish Empire, they slaughter, they rape, they killed millions of people, and and they are there. So, if you dream about something to happen, okay, wait until it's happened. But if nobody stand up against evil, nothing will be fixed. As simple as that. If nobody now stand against Erdogan, he can slaughter all the Syrian, not only the Kurdish. I mean, they are no match. This is a country of 20 million. His country is 100 million. So if they attack Syria by rocks, they can kill them. Right? So if nobody stand against him, he can do it. Praying for God for help does not mean that you should not be defending yourself. If God help came, but maybe God will not listen to you because maybe you are doing something wrong too. يا جلاد يا وسخ يا ابن عائشة يا منطوح اطلع برا كلب ابن كلب ابن الرسول العربي ولكم إسوة في رسول الله ناكح العنزة العنزي. All right, so guys, we are done for today. We have a goat rider. He was just cursing and saying bad things to the Christians, so we gave him some nice word Arabic, speaking about the goat rider, Prophet Muhammad. Anyone will use a bad language, I will take you out. All right? Anyone will use bad language, will take you out. Anyway, thank you very much. انشر فيديوهات عربي. There is tons of videos in Arabic, my friend. There is what's his name, Rashid. I mean, what you want to do? For me, let me cover the part which nobody is covering. There you have TV stations exposing Islam in Arabic. You do not need me. And if I make videos in Arabic, that will be a disaster. People cannot handle it. Why you don't show a face like David Wood? Well, David Wood, he's handsome, he have blue eyes. I don't. Are you satisfied with the answer? I don't have blue eyes and I am not handsome. What about you show your face? And you can wear a bikini too. And why you want to see my face? Huh? Are you from those who like men? Tell me the truth. Come on, tell me. Like, come on. Why you don't show your face? Why? Because I don't like to show my face. What's your problem? You want my face or my teaching? Did you see the face of Allah? No. Did you see the face of Muhammad? Why you don't ask Allah? Why you don't show your face, Allah? Huh? Allah, show your face. Allah is not even showing his bum. So my friend, come on. At least I am real. Your God is not. When you believe in something stupid, you became like, this is what if this is your best example to follow, a stupid man like Muhammad. So what you expect? Right? The one who follow a wise man, obviously he follow a wise decision. A person who say the sun set in murky water, there's no way he's a prophet. He's a person who sit in the murky water himself. This is the level we are talking about. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Otherwise, we'll keep talking forever until I see you soon again. Pray that we will meet again and the Lord will give us the joy to see more Muslims leaving this cult and accepting the Messiah. Thank you and God bless, and hope to see you soon again. Take care. Bye-bye.